Welcome to First National Bank's Coach's Corner with Tony Tone and Muscatine High School football coach Jake Mueller. Listen online at vintage931.com or on your smartphone with the free Vintage Sound app. Let's start the show.
9:32 at Vintage Sound, Thursday morning. One day away from the weekend, and perhaps more importantly for the Muscatine Muskie football team, tomorrow night is the big one as the Muskies host Cedar Rapids Washington. Why is it important? Thank you for asking. It's the first game of the district play, so this is when it gets exciting. Not to say that it hasn't been, but this is big for the Muskies. It is a home game, as I said, so I hope that you make plans to come out and watch the game. And right over there, Muskie head football coach Jake Mueller. How you doing, buddy?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. We have to back up to Saturday, which is weird to say.
Yeah.
But before that, let's go to Friday. It's like 1:30 p.m. I got a text that says the game is postponed to Saturday at noon.
Yeah.
And I thought, now, the Friday weather was horrendous. Mm-hmm. A lot of teams tried to play.
Yeah.
Bad idea, right?
Yeah. It's just it's a judgment call.
Yeah.
If you could try to get it in, that would be ideal.
Yeah.
But what you don't want to have happen is just delay after delay after delay and then have to come back and make two trips.
Right.
So since we've been there and done that, we don't really want to try doing that again. So, in a perfect world, you'd get it in somehow, some way on Friday. But if that's not going to happen, then you start to looking at the next best scenario. And so we would have liked to have gone as early as we could on Saturday, and that was as early as we could go, and so we did it.
When was the last time that you coached a high school football game on Saturday?
That was in 2010, my first season.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
We went down to Burlington, and we had a lot of thunderstorms after the warm-up, and then we had to go. They had us go back down there at 9 a.m. The next morning.
Man.
Yeah.
How nice of them.
Yeah. I think they thought they would get an advantage, but we still beat them. So.
But isn't it weird that it had been 5 years until a team that you were coaching was playing on a Saturday, which is not uncommon in some places.
Yeah.
But for us, it's always Friday.
Yeah, and I've talked to a lot of coaches who have coached a lot longer than I have that have never had that scenario happen.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Now I've had it happen a couple times, so I guess chalk it up for experience.
Yeah, and I guess technically last year with the Dubuque game, that was on a Saturday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Hempstead?
Yeah. So
so 2 years in a row you've had this happen.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right?
I forgot about that.
Isn't that? Yeah, I forgot about that too. Then I was like, wait a minute, we did this last year, but it was like 100 degrees. Mm-hmm. The weather was beautiful Saturday.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been nicer.
Yeah, it was really nice.
You come out of the gate and you're smoking them, and there's I thought it was 650 yards of offense, and you corrected me. It was 760.
Yeah, like 768, something like that.
And that's just for the Muskies.
That's just for us, yeah.
The final score is 56-49. If you were not a bald man by choice, would you have pulled your hair out a little bit?
Yeah, I also would have worn a hat or put sunscreen on.
You got a little bit of color.
Yeah, the kids they thought it was pretty funny on Monday when I showed up with a line across my head.
Oh, you had the headset tan line.
Yeah, in my visor. So.
Dude, you're a guidance counselor and a head coach. We can't make jokes about that.
That's okay.
Is it?
Fine.
All right, you can take it.
I hear a lot worse.
So you take on Clinton, and it turns out to be kind of a shootout. That quarterback of theirs, as we had talked about.
Yeah, he's the real deal. He's good.
Right?
Yeah, he's very good.
And they got that giant receiver who you guys contained relatively well.
We did for about 3 quarters, and then in the fourth quarter he had, a very big fourth quarter.
Yeah.
A lot of big plays from him. But yeah, for 3 quarters I thought we did a nice job taking care of, what we thought was going to cause us problems. And then when the fourth quarter hit, we just had a multitude of mistakes by a lot of different areas, offense, defense, special teams. And, when you don't put a team away and they have a few things go their way, they get hungry and they keep playing. And you can't let your foot off the gas like we did a little bit. So, hopefully we can learn from that experience.
And Clinton is a team that they took advantage of a few fumbles, and those opportunities, they didn't sleep on them, right?
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, I thought played really well on offense. I mean, when you score 56 points and have 760 yards of offense, that's great, but the flip side of that is you can't turn the ball over 4 times because that's when you let other teams hang around, and we did. We had 4 fumbles, and they recovered all of them, and we've done a really good job, I feel like, the last few years of having good ball security and not fumbling the ball.
Sure.
So it was pretty disappointing to see that happen, but when you have that happen, you still find a way to win the game. You can pull some things from that to learn from.
Absolutely. I think that your team learned a lot and grew up a lot probably Saturday.
Yeah, I think so.
Because, again, like you said, huge stats, big score, but, there's things you got to, and I'm sure in practice, maybe keeping the ball safe and secure was top priority maybe, or it came up a few times?
It's come up a few times.
Okay. Yeah,
for sure.
I figured. Well, the important thing is that you remain undefeated, and there's a lot of good things going on with this team. And that is the timing couldn't be better with tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's tomorrow night's going to be a big game. It's probably the biggest game in Class 4A in Iowa. They're ranked 7th right now, and we're ranked 8th.
Wow.
And, they're coming to Muscatine, and so that's an exciting time for us. I told our kids they've been to where we want to go. They were district champions last year. They played for a state title. They've been to the Unidome and won games before, and that's something that we would like to accomplish. And so, I don't feel like we can win our district without beating them.
Yeah.
So, district champion is one of our goals. So, for us, there's a lot riding on Friday night.
It's a big game. We're going to come right back and talk about this because this is a big deal, and I'm so glad that it's a home game for the Muskies. Cedar Rapids, Washington, in town tomorrow night. You're listening to the First National Bank Coach's Corner, literally back in a flash to get you pumped up for tomorrow. Don't touch that dial.
First National Bank is proud to sponsor the On the Money program at Muscatine High School. When the volleyball, swim, basketball, and baseball teams score big, they earn money for the Muskie Boosters. Since 1997, their hard work has earned over $55,000 in donations from First National Bank. We are also proud to sponsor the Muskie Football Red Zone. Can't make it to the game? Don't miss a minute of the excitement. Tune into AM 860 or FM 95.1 to hear the games broadcast live. Go Muskies, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You're listening to First National Bank's Coach's Corner on Vintage Sound 93.1.
Just like that, 9:39 inside the Unity Point Health Studios. Tony Tone Show, First National Bank Coach's Corner. Muskie head football coach Jake Mueller. Muskies undefeated on the season. But tomorrow night, a big test, as we were just saying. Cedar Rapids, Washington in town. Coach, is this, and I don't want to say it like this, but is this the biggest game on the schedule?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
this is.
It is, for
okay.
sure. For sure it is.
So everybody knows that.
Yeah.
You're not, that's not a secret.
No, I mean.
And it's no offense to the rest of the district
absolutely
play.
Not.
This is huge.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at it, who everybody would have picked preseason to win their district, it would have been hands down, everyone would have picked Wash. So
okay. I
don't think anybody would be offended if we said that.
Yeah.
There's some other big games down the road, but this one is the biggest. It's one in the off season, in the summertime. You look at the schedule, and this one sticks out right away as one that's a huge priority for us.
So Cedar Rapids, Washington rolls into town tomorrow night. They're 3-1, and you said off air their only loss came to Kennedy, their rival, and it was 28-24.
Yeah.
So this is a team that is tested and ready. And what have you guys in practice, without giving too much away? What do you need to do? What is Cedar Rapids, Washington? Where are they coming in? What's their strengths for tomorrow?
Well, their strength is they have an extremely talented roster.
Okay.
You look at up and down.
Yeah.
Offense, defense. They don't really have any flaws.
Wow.
You look at their offensive line. They're all 6'3", and 230, 240 and above. Up to there's one kid that's 320.
Holy cow!
They're huge up front, but then they have the skill players to match it. They have a receiver, Isaiah Nimmers, who started for him the last 3 years. He's a corner and receiver, and he's got some Division I AA scholarship offers. And then they've got a linebacker, number 24, Orion Vance, who is only a junior, but he started for them as a sophomore, and he is as good of a defensive player that I've seen on film.
Wow.
I can't remember. So he is really, really good. He's probably he's a surefire Division I prospect in my eyes, and so they've got some legitimate guys that are very talented, and they've got a quarterback that can throw the ball and run the ball, and some receivers that can make plays, and then they have both of their top running backs back from last year.
Wow.
The Johnny Dobbs and the Patrick kid, both, one's kind of fast and quick, and the other one's huge. One's 6 foot 225.
Oh my gosh!
And the other guy is really, really fast. So both of those guys split time last year and carried the ball for him, and they're both back this season, and they both play on defense as well. So as far as talent goes, they're easily the most talented team that will play. So they've got a lot going for them.
Yeah.
But I told our kids that we expect to not just play a good game, we expect it to win the game.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah.
This is like, and I didn't know that about their running backs, because this could be a ground battle, right? With you and with Kevin Johnson and Alfonso, and then they have two solid backs.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they'll be passing and whatever, but this could turn into a run-heavy game.
It could be. It could be. Who knows? Yeah.
Right.
We're going to do whatever it takes to score points. So I don't care. I don't care what that looks like.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Protect the ball, score. Oh, man, this is going to be a heck of a game tomorrow. How are their special teams? Because if you say their roster's solid,
they're good there too.
Right?
Yeah.
Darn it, they have no weakness, right?
Yeah, I mean they're very, very good, and so they, like I said, they lost. The only team that they lost to was Kennedy, who's ranked 5th right now.
Wow,
I think, and they're undefeated. And Kennedy returned 17 starters from the team.
Holy cow!
From the team that beat us in the playoffs last year. So I mean they were really good. So and it was a rivalry game. So so Wash has played a really tough non-district schedule, and so. They're as good as advertised.
Again, without giving too much away, because Cedar Rapids is close to Muscatine, and we could have some spies out there. Are the Muskies healthy tomorrow after Saturday? Yeah,
we're pretty healthy.
Okay.
For week 5 of a football season, we're as healthy as we could be.
Great.
One thing lately, so we've been having a lot of kids sick lately.
Okay.
So that I think we'll have everybody, but. It's just something that you miss kids at practice for 2 or 3 days here and there. It can affect things a little bit, and but I think, like I said, for week 5 of this football season, we're pretty healthy.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
That's great to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Again, tomorrow night it's a home game, and I would love to see the stadium packed. I have a feeling it's going to.
I hope so.
But Cedar Rapids is also going to travel well.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah.
Being the first district game, I would think, and they're expecting to have another great season, and so I hope we get a lot of Muscatine fans out on Friday night. That would be huge for our kids to see. That the town supports our program, and knows how important of a game it is.
It's a huge one. And again, not to dismiss what's to come next Friday on the road at Burlington, and then you come back for homecoming against Ottumwa.
Mm-hmm.
So a little travel, then right back home, big games, district play. This is it. This is the time, because you want to get a playoff game.
Yeah.
Now, are you guaranteed a playoff game or no?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
So you can win the district. How does it work exactly?
Educate
me a little bit.
Yeah, so there's 6 teams in our district.
Okay.
4 of the teams will make it.
Okay, gotcha.
And then the top 2 teams will get a home playoff game.
Perfect.
So the first and second seeds will get a home playoff game, and then the third and fourth teams will go on the road somewhere and play a team from a different district.
Wouldn't it be nice to have a home game?
It would be really nice.
Yeah. It would be awesome. Yeah. Holy cow. But one step at a time. Cedar Rapids, Washington tomorrow, coming into Muscatine 3-1 on the season. Again, they lost a tough game to Kennedy 28-24. The Muskies undefeated after a shootout 56-49 with 768 total yards of offense against Clinton. A lot of good things are going on with the program. You have to be feeling good overall, right?
Yeah, overall we're feeling good. Mm-hmm. Every week you look and watch film and there's things you can improve on, but you can't forget that we've done some good things, but at the end of the day, right now we're 0-0.
Yep.
Really,
Yep.
Because nothing up to this point has factored into the playoff scenario. So we've got to kind of view this as a second season. So we're starting a new season tomorrow night.
This is it, the new season. I love it. And listen, I'm excited. My wife and I'm pretty sure we're coming out, and I just feel like you're going to be able to feel it once you walk in tomorrow. You know, in the air, that it's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
That it's. I don't know if you guys notice it on the sidelines, but the atmosphere, I think, can factor in a little bit.
Oh, sure.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, that's why you want to play at home.
Yeah.
You know, you want that home field advantage for sure.
It's one also beats, traveling on a Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And the good news is the weather's looking perfect tomorrow, right? Oh,
keep our fingers crossed. It looks good, though.
I think we're going to be great. Well, I hope that you guys you knock off Cedar Rapids, Washington, and that would be quite the statement for your Muskies. And either way, we'll do this again next week, all right?
Okay, yeah, sounds great.
Excellent. Muskie head football coach Jake Mueller, the undefeated Muscatine Muskies. Here we go. District play tomorrow. Cedar Rapids, Washington comes to town. It's a huge game. It's at home. Please come out and support the team. At the very least, if you can't make it, you can listen to Muskie football on our sister station, KWPC AM 860, FM 95.1, the voice of Muscatine. Brian Musell and Jim Miller will have the call. 9:48 at Vintage Sound. Quick break. Check of local news, sports, and weather now.